Hello and welcome back to Klonoa Daughter Phantomile with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So, we will actually look at the Wii version now of Klonoa Daughter Phantomile, and this one is pretty much similar to what would become on the PS4 version. The only real difference is, of course, aside from controls, are the character models, and I'll go over them in a moment. The first thing to note about this game is Klonoa's character model. He actually looks older than he does in either the Phantasy Reverie version or the, dare I say, the original PS1 release. So yeah, Namco in 2008 actually did make Klonoa look a lot more like he does, I guess, in Klonoa 2. Seriously, that's the thing I can think of there. The fact that he looks closer to Klonoa 2, and probably explains why they did get Eric Stitt to play him. As I say, since I do not like the, certainly Klonoa's English voice, this playthrough here actually has the Phantomile voice actors, and for what it's worth, Kumiko Watanabe did return for the Wii release. Though I believe she was the only one, because Hupo's voice actress is completely different. It's also not as high-pitched. You kind of heard her in the ending cutscene, which is almost exactly the same in terms of how it was done. The music, which I didn't really touch upon actually in the, dare I say the thing, doesn't play until Hupo kind of reveals that Klonoa is not of the Phantomile there. The other thing of note, as I have mentioned throughout my playthrough, and you will see in the cutscene here, Klonoa does not speak much at all. He is, for lack of a better word to think of, the Link in this game, because he only says, okay, yeah, I'm Klonoa from Wind Village. Yeah, they actually call Breezegale Wind Village here. I don't know why that is. Seriously, even though it actually says in the title card there, Breezegale, seriously. As for the controls, yeah, the extended wind bullets actually originated, well, I think in this game, in this version, so yeah. So that was carried over, as is the 5 hearts. If you remember having a look at the PS1 version of Klonoa Daughter Phantomile, you would note that Klonoa only had 3 hearts of health. And that was the case in hard mode, also on the Phantasy, and I guess also in normal mode as well. So yeah, everything else has been brought over, seriously. So all of the cutscene animations and everything else, yeah, that was brought in. So yeah. Also, the GameCube controller is actually supported in this game. So yeah, so if you're having trouble with the Wii remote, you can actually play it with the GameCube controller. But though that's only on the Wii. Seriously, I don't know if the Wii U, I think there was something like that, but it was towards the end of the Wii U's life, and the Wii U as a console did not sell very well at all, seriously. But it is nice to see the origins of what would become the, dare I say, even the PS4 and other HD versions on the Switch, Xbox One, etc. So yes, so Baloo's introduction is largely the same, although the script is different, seriously. And of course the voice acting thing. And yes, you can't skip the voice acting. That's one thing I do not like, other than Klonoa not having much in the way of lines here. But yeah. And Hupo seems to speak too much for Klonoa here, seriously. Something that I'm glad they switched back to the PS1 voices in the original game. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm actually glad. As muffled as they are in the Phantasy Reverie version, I am glad they went over to the PS1 voices because, yeah, Klonoa speaking, I do like a lot more. Seriously, I do not like him being the proverbial version of Link. Link doesn't speak either way. And no, it's not to stop him from saying, excuse me, princess, or anything like that, seriously. The battle with Guardius, well, he's largely the same as in the thing. I'm guessing his head is a bit different. But yeah, this is largely the same as in the Phantasy Reverie version. So yeah. You can actually see his hands, though they don't glow as brightly as in the PS1 version, but yeah. The music, by the way, is exactly the same in all versions, seriously. Which is good, because it's some of the best music I've heard in the series, and although having said that, we're until Klonoa 2, seriously, we'll get a theme park, and also a weird museum, which I'll get to when I do Klonoa 2. I've already finished the game, by the way, so yeah. Though I'm declined to get all the mermaid dolls, and I'll get to that why a bit later. But yeah. And just hearing Klonoa go, Hanya! I'm glad I did find a playthrough with the Phantomile voices, even if Klonoa doesn't speak that much. So yeah. What else can I say? Not much really. Guardius is the same anyway, so yeah. Not much else I can say there. Hatum, well, largely the same, seriously. He is much the same as he was in the Phantasy Reverie version. Just lacking the lighting, really. He shoots out death moves. He does the rainbow, or whatever, and sends down meteors, the whole shebang. Although we didn't see that shockwave attack in the PS1 version. Seriously, but yeah. He's largely the same. He even has the Smash Brothers beat. Oh, and also his tongue. Yeah, that's gonna really hurt. If I were playing the Wii version, I think I would seriously be pissing myself off here. I can even refer to it as that. By Hatum actually shooting me out, because there is very little way to recover your heart. I mean, you do recover hearts, that was seen in the PS1 version. So yeah. And as for the ending, well, it's largely the same in terms of graphics as the Phantasy Reverie version. The only difference is Hupo. Well, Hupo is a bit of a dick in this version. He actually says to Klonoa, because he struggles to, he actually says to Klonoa, at least you have a place to go back to. Yeah, it's kind of a dick in this version, which is something I don't like. Something that, and again, with the PS1 voices and in the Phantasy Reverie version, he at least has the thing of struggling to explain, because he and Klonoa are good friends, and that is greatly established over their journey, seriously. But yeah, so seemingly he does actually go into a lot more detail about how he summoned Klonoa, so I guess it's not completely bad. But yeah, also I did say the music. Yeah, up until this point where Hupo things in the PS1 version, he doesn't mention it. The really sad music that does play here and loops, that is in both the Wii and PS4 versions. So yeah. So he actually does go into a lot more detail. Interesting to note there is actually a Japanese version of this as well, with the same voice actors, which until recently I never even knew. Seriously. But, yeah, that's the ending. It has the blue skies, it has the T-posing Lafice, and of course it has the, dare I even say it, just the, limited flowers blooming, seriously, which, yeah. By the way, if you do get all the Phantomilians after completing this, thing, you will, actually do, I think, Blue's Tower, so yeah. And nobody's gonna make me go. But, yeah. Super's a bit more dickish in this version, seriously. The T-posing is the same with Lafice, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one for when we, go to, well, I guess Blue's Tower if I ever get that Phantomilian in Crest. So I'll see you then. Goodbye!